It's like a Paranormal Activity for you, but it's cats instead.
Yeah, it's just, it's just annoying, annoying activity.
This fall or this spring, from the creators of Paranormal Activity and Cat.
And Paranormal Activity also, again.
Paranormal. I'm popping my peas like a popper. Like a Pied Piper.
Pet abnormal activity.
Pet abnormal activity.
There you go. Okay. Thanks,
Snarfalophagus.
Yes. Starring that pain in the ass that won't let you sleep because he's annoying.
The furball.
And nocturnal.
Nocturnal. I can see at night. Anyway.
That's like on Garfield, his little friend hanging out at night. Nocturnal. Anyways, okay. Hey. It's episode 2 of season 2, aka number 28.
Welcome keeps back. Going and going. Yes, like the Energizer Bunny. Yay.
The batteries still work, kids. Batteries still work.
So far.
How's your week?
It was good. Survived the chaos of work.
Yes.
Just because it's a busy season and the boss, very big difference.
601. She's just another boss. It's fine.
The boss has been in quarantine for 2 weeks, so it's been my office should have 4 people, but we've been making do with 3 people pretty well, but we've been down to 2. But luckily, the boss has been able to handle a lot of stuff from home, so that was quite helpful, quite nice. So my initial freak out 2 weeks ago was like, oh, this is going to be hell going back to work after a break, but it was actually quite bearable. So yay!
Because you know what you're doing. Good job.
Yeah, and just there were some changes because I give tests for a living, and one of the main tests we give, they decided it was going to change back in November or May. But because of COVID, it got delayed. So hey, we're going to change this as the registration goes. And we're like, well, that's funny. So
something to deal with. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. But for my department, it was fairly easy to adjust to. We just had to kind of change up our script. Other departments had more to deal with. So.
Well, good. I'm glad it wasn't too bad for you. And I'm glad you persevered and you figured it out. And he's climbing onto things he's not supposed to climb onto. Clunk.
This summer. What was that?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Fun.
He's a you know what? Oh, things are good. I was going to say he's a little wacko.
And a dot. Not a yakko?
He is. He's pretty yakko-y because he
I don't know. Does he like to eat?
I call him Squeepy because he squeeps a lot because he doesn't have the man voice yet. Yeah, no, he's not deep voiced mew.
My nieces and nephew accused their fuzzin, which is Ash, of not having a manly meow. But I'm like, well, it took away his manhood years ago, so he's just dealing with what he's got.
Well, I was gonna say because we took Chris this week for his first shots, his first boosters or whatever. And short round was she just could not handle it. She's like, no. And then I was like, well, we need to get him, his immunizations because he has to, we have to neuter him, just so he's, good and healthy and doesn't whatever, and get him a microchip and stuff. And then she didn't equate the idea of that being a surgery for cats. And so I said something and made the interchangeable word of surgery, and she goes, what?
Yeah.
I had never, it was the worst time I'd ever, the worst thing I'd ever done was tell her that her cat had to have surgery.
Yeah, it's stressful. I mean, I had to take Miss Whiskers to get a buzz cut with the new, because my old groomer left, and I liked the old groomers because it was pretty much like a spa day for her. They were like, yeah, she really enjoyed her bath. I was like, what? Stuff like that. But this new place, we're going to sedate her because they're cats. I'm like, okay. So I was like, but they did really well. It was this felt more like a vet visit than, a pampering day, which, I know it's a cat, but, she's 16. So, but now she's buzzed and she's got
She looked good. when you sent that little picture or whatever. So
they did good. So hopefully we won't have to get her buzzed again, and we'll just be better about brushing her. But yay.
Yeah. All right. So back to little yackos, wackos, and dots.
Mm-hmm.
So you started the...
I started...
when did you start it?
It's been kind of like, I think I actually started this week. Or maybe 2 weeks. I can't remember.
Okay.
But
it's been recently, though. Yeah.
Yeah, within recently. Yeah, it's 2021. Within 2021, I started watching this 2020 show. Okay. But Animaniacs, it's quirky and fun. I'm only up through episode 4. I'll be honest. So far, the Pinky and the Brain, not really that funny to me.
I think they get better as the.
I mean, I know I'm not the target audience.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, I mean, kind of. You're like in that second gen. Well, the first gen that's like bringing in the second gen of whatever. So yeah,
it's interesting because I'm old enough to realize what they're making fun of. Like episode 3, when they did the whole Senator Garp thing, and it was the mouse scare. I'm like, oh, you're making fun of the Red Scare, which is a true historical thing in U.S. history.
Yeah,
are kids gonna get that? I don't know, but again, I was like thinking last night, like, if Short Round watched that episode and then she goes to school or she learns about the Red Scare of, the 1950s, and I'm just gonna be like,
you're talking about the communism thing,
yeah, communism with Senator McCarthy, like you're a communist and you're a communist, as if the division in the U.S.
That is such a thing of the past, Ryan. Why? How dare you talk about an antiquated thing such as division?
One side accusing others, or the same side accusing their side of being weird. But anyway,
I've never heard of that since yesterday. A lot today. Anyways,
but yeah, I've been enjoying the show. But like the things that have made me like laugh, where I'm just kind of like rumbling the couch, and like the wife kind of looks at me like, I'll just stick with episode 3 because it freshed my mind. But when it was the Olympics episode.
That was the one I knew. I knew you would love that one.
Yeah. And first off, organized falling, better known as diving.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's a great dumb line. And then the math trapeze theater at the very end of it was like the third bit of episode 3.
Yeah. And they do like the full one, the Pinky and the Brain, and like the little snippet thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, Margaret has 5 apples, but then she loses 2 apples. Let's see what happens. And it's this very dramatic, woman being chased by a cop to feed her children. She's got 5 apples, but one falls out. Another one's thrown at the police officer. And at the end, she's like, I have 3.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did 6. But like, so stuff like that, that's what's making me giggle, because I'm like, that's just, it's like straightforward laughs.
Yeah.
But like
that's what they were always good for, I think, for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of humor and a lot of intelligence. Too. Like there's a lot of things you have to like have a little bit of a brain to know, but it's been fun. I liked it. I think the Olympics episode was probably my favorite of the season because I finished them off this week. And I guess I saw towards the end of I think it was like maybe episode 10 or something, that they had like the little season 2 contract thing where they changed it in the credits, the opening credits, since they got renewed for another season at least.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching more of it because it's just kind of dumb, mindless, and like, some stuff's hit or miss. It's I actually had to look up the bun, I got all the buns. I didn't get the gun pun instantly from episode 4. I was like, what were they making? Oh, gun control. Okay, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Gun control. Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, but
anyways,
it's interesting. It's. I'm like, I can see the writers like, how can we present this to a generation that's not aware of it, but somehow like subconsciously tell them, what's currently going on. But
I mean, but literally some of the things that were happening in that time, like mid early 90s, is like exactly the same stuff that's happening now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like updating some of the, like media and then some of the like current pop culture references, but then other than that, just like completely recycling, upcycling the stuff that they've already used before.
We've got a new social media that only gives you 0.1 second of a video. Oh, it's obsolete now.
Yep.
Yep, that's pretty damn. That's true.
There you go. All right.
Animaniacs. But yeah,
okay.
It's fun.
So how far did you get into King of the Hill? Is this just like your random watchingness?
I think we're on season 4, and I forget where we started, but it's the perfect mindlessness after a day of work.
Yeah.
It's funny because the wife at times like, sometimes I feel like I'm Peggy Hill.
I thought you meant the wife as in Peggy Hill. Okay. And why does she feel that way? Let's talk about your feelings, the missus.
Oh, it's not all like, I think just little quirky things, but
I know.
But then like we're picking up on like Peggy was saying like hey a lot. We didn't realize that she was like, oh, like we never noticed that before. So it's just fun rewatching this show. I mean, I'm skipping over a few episodes, like there was a Christmas episode, which was also the New Year's episode because it was Y2K. I've seen that one so many times. We got to like, I'm skipping over this because I pretty much have it memorized. But
yeah,
you know, if we had a child, it would probably be Bobby Hill. So I was just kind of. I
was gonna say I thought that was you. But
it's okay. Similar build, yeah.
I mean, you don't. That's not, what is it? That's not your coin purse, or what is it?
That's my purse. I don't know you.
That's my purse. Thank you. I was like, I knew you would know it.
It's a great line.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good. So good, I don't even know it.
Yeah, but like Luann, which is voiced by Brittany Murphy, who's no longer with us. I'm like, so good.
Yeah.
Why are you? You're not with us, but yeah. It's just, it's been fun. And apparently, we didn't realize this, but we were listening to Office Ladies, and they had a guest on, and they mentioned Greg Daniels. And yeah, Greg Daniels used to work with King of the Hill. And then sure enough, that we watched an episode at night, it's like, oh yeah, Greg Daniels was like a producer of this cartoon. So it's funny, we went from watching The Office as our mindless show to King of the Hill as our mindless show.
Same guy.
Yeah. And of course, you know, now that you know what Idiocracy is, I mean, that's Mike Judge, who's the creator of King of the Hill. So
yeah. Now that I'm like, oh man, I forgot to put in that I watched Flight of the Conchords.
Yes.
Maybe we need to talk about that some other time. I know. Yeah. And so for those of you that don't know, we have these bit players that happen in our world of Ryan and Rizzo. And one of them is Sean O'Donnell, right? O'Donnell, right? Yeah. Okay. And that is.
I keep forgetting his last name.
Sean. It's Sean. It's just fine, Sean. Yes. And basically, he's popped up like twice or thrice now. Twice. Okay. Yes. And the first one was because of Idiocracy. And Ryan couldn't stand to be in the same thread with me if I hadn't seen Idiocracy or at least.
Which everyone should. Idiocracy, especially these days.
It's just really like watching the news. Yeah, it's like watching the news. But it's Mike Judge who's doing the news, anyways. And so Sean showed up and was like, you know, Ryan needs you to go ahead and take care of this little matter first before he'll continue with you. Yeah. So I was like, shit. Okay. And this time it was for Flight of the Conchords, and I'll talk about them next week because I have a lot to process in watching their music video type.
Their music videos. I mean, it's New Zealand folk comedy band, and it's great. They still tour. Jermaine, you'll see in a lot of movies because it's been a variety of movies.
Yeah.
Brett, he won an Oscar for the Muppets musical a few years back.
Okay.
Because he was one of the music composers like that. So it's funny because they're everywhere. Rise Darby, who you may have seen in one of the videos, but he's their band manager, and because they had a TV show on HBO a few years back.
Okay.
And it'd be like them living in an apartment doing band stuff, and then they kick into one of their music videos. So like probably some of the music videos that you watched were from that show. But yeah, Rise Darby, who's popped up in a lot of stuff these days. He's the band manager. I forget her. Kristen Shaw.
Yeah.
She's in there and she's everywhere. She's on Bob's Burger. She's got so many voices everywhere. So
yeah, she's great. Anyways, so I have a few things to digest after that.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I did complete the task, and I was able to talk to Ryan so we could prepare for today's show, which was nice.
Yeah.
I do have 2 words for you, though.
Mm-hmm.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's still on the list. I did watch some stuff with Rami Malek, but I'll talk about that later.
I know. I'm excited.
Wrong character.
Rami.
Yeah.
I think, do you want to talk Sputnik briefly? And then
Sputnik.
Or we could talk, I don't know if you want to just go through Nemesis games.
You completed Schitt's Creek?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that later. That's fine. Yeah, I did.
Keep moving stuff on the show.
No, it's fine. You know? I just, because I forgot Nemesis games. And I just figured you'd want to talk about them.
Nothing updated. I'm still working on Nemesis game, book 5 of the Expanse series.
Okay.
Still good. And really enjoying it. Getting some good character development on this one.
Okay. So. Yes, we did. We finished Schitt's Creek. And poor Headless. I sent him this picture and I was like, I sent him 2 of them and I was like, you have to use this one because this is it's clearly an homage to Queen. Yeah. Which I was like, I was like, David, Dan is, channeling his inner Freddie, which I was all about. And I was like, yes, we have to use that picture. And so, we finished it on couldn't have been Thursday, I guess. And I'm sitting there and we know what happens, him and David and Patrick got engaged, they're planning their wedding, whatever. Anyways, we know that's what's happening.
Spoilers.
I know, shitty spoilers. And Ted and Alexis,
things
broke up, all this stuff. Stop. Anyways, I know I should. This is not a spoiler show. I just spoil things.
It is now.
Myself. It is. Anyways, sorry, my bad. And I'm sitting there, and it's the day of their wedding, right? And get 2 or 3 minutes into it, after David at the beginning, whenever it starts raining and everything, and David's just spewing the F-bomb left and right. And I'm sitting there and I started getting tears. This just started little, I don't know. It just felt like your family was leaving. It was, I don't know. I loved that series. Yeah. It was so much. It was so much fun.
Really fun.
It was great.
I did watch something with Eugene Levy this week. Actually, I think after the last show. Yeah. Splash.
Yeah.
The wife hadn't seen it. It's on Disney Plus, so it's like, hey, let's go down this rabbit hole. So,
what'd you think of it? Do you like it?
I think she liked it. It's a dumb, silly show, but you've got
weird,
Daryl Hannah, you've got Tom Hanks, John Goodman. Love John Goodman.
Yeah.
Eugene Levy, of course. So I was happy to revisit it because it was released in '84. So at the time I was 3, but I grew up with MTV and cable. So I watched a lot of movies young. I was like, mermaid film. Yeah.
But anyways, so Schitt's Creek.
Good flick. Good series.
Begin the rewatch again because, there was always heart and there was so much growth from the characters. And kind of at the beginning, you're like, and why do I care about these people?
Yeah, the first few episodes, you're like, these people are dicks. I don't really want to watch this. But I think by episode 3, I'm like, oh, okay, this is starting to get it. Yeah. The awkwardness is kind of, manageable.
Ironing itself out, yeah.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Finish it through. 6 seasons. And then on Netflix, there's a couple of little retrospectives and sort of prep for the show as they were starting it. So I want to go back and watch those. But such a good series and glad I was definitely late to the party, but glad I joined.
The joy of streaming networks is that you can do that. So
yep. All right. Are you going to talk about Rami?
Let's talk about Rami because I put in the show notes I do have a slight urge. Speaking of kind of rewatching, I have a slight urge to start Breaking Bad again. Mm-hmm. The full series. If I do start it up, this will be the 4th or 5th time I would have watched that series. But
man, I'm living it. You live in the work and you just everywhere is Breaking Bad.
When you're in the ABQ there. But a while back I had started. I think it was 2019. I had started Mr. Robot, which is a USA film currently on Prime. Stars Rami Malek. Keep forgetting it's over here.
I'm just gonna smile like an idiot. The whole time we talk about Rami.
I gotta do it. Oh, I just gotta look at the mic. That's what I gotta do. I don't really want to say much about it because it's great. It's really, if you want something that's mental, and if you like the whole, if you like watching hackers, and I'm not going to say, I don't know that this is a more true representation of hacking. I think it is, just because it's, the movie Hackers was not a true representation of hacking.
Yeah.
This actually shows coding and stuff like that. But there is a lot more
like
going
swordfish?
on.
Sorry.
There's no blowjobs.
Anyways. I respectfully disagree with the way. Never mind, not that. Never mind.
Actually, there probably is.
I was going to say I think there's some. Anyways,
there's a lot of manipulation on a corporate level. There's a lot of talk about bringing down the corporations, and there's this whole other aspect that I don't want to mention because it'll spoil it. Because and also Christian Slater, really good, just really good. I had theories about Christian Slater's character before I found out what was really going on. And I kept saying, this is Christian Slater's character 20, 30 years after from Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah.
But he turned in his ham radio and stuff like that and started learning coding and is now this master hacker. And then my theory got blown out of the water. But I really enjoy it. My PB's been watching it. And so he's like, I'm up to season 4. And I was like, I need to catch up. So I need to. Yeah, me too. I watched 2 episodes last night. I was grilling outside. I was like, I got 20 minutes left in this episode. So I got my tablet, took it outside, and I was grilling fajitas while watching Mr. Robot. So.
Oh man, what a Saturday night. That sounds amazing.
Roll.
Yeah.
I roll.
I don't remember how far Headless and I got into it. I just remember when there was that one episode and there was like the guy with the other guy and you're like, oh, okay, so that's happening. Okay. That was like episode like 3 or 4 or something. And you're like,
I haven't seen them. Yeah, okay, I mean it's all over the place.
It's like big time. But then
using any means necessary to get what you want. Or get the information you want. So it's like, what the?
Anyways.
It's a heavy show. Heavy-ish, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it's good. And I remember watching an interview that Rami did with, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, and he was talking about how like whenever the show ended, like as actors, they have the opportunity to like take things from set, not like take things from set, but they're like gifted whatever.
Right.
And one of the things that he took was Elliot's hoodie. And he like had it all together and sent it back to his house. And then his mom decided she would be like the good mama and sewed it up nice for him. And he was like, no. So anyways,
what did you do?
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Undo it.
Bless her heart. So
now when he has packages sent back, he says, do not touch.
Don't touch. Just put in special room, put in special closet, whatever. Don't. Yeah. But I mean, like he's so nice. Like he's so nice about it. He seems like genuinely pretty cool and like a nice guy. I would hope. He's on my list.
And I haven't, up until I started watching Mr. Robot, I had seen him in a few things. But this role compared to other stuff, I'm like, this is a very kind of deep role because you have to be to get into that character. I mean, I could imagine like I don't want the TV show to be over because it's successful, it's paying me well and whatnot. But I could also see him be like, I'm happy to give up this character in my head.
Yeah, I mean, because he's very. I don't want to say like I don't think he's a method actor, but he's probably like pretty close to that. Mm-hmm. Where he even said like when he was doing Bohemian Rhapsody that he went around and he just was Freddie, just like even when they weren't even shooting, because he said he'd rather spend his days being Freddie Mercury than his life being Rami or whatever. And I was like, oh, like that's. Chris just keeps showing up. He's like, hey.
I like it. Yeah, because I get the full shot, so I get to see more adventures.
He's taking the
watching at home. You just
he's
get
taking it's like zoomies, but like slow motion Sunday zoomies. He's like, hey, here it is. Yeah.
Still your cat.
I'm here. Yep. Hey.
Just stopping on by.
Yeah. So I've referenced 3 of my 5 on my list. Let's see if I can get the other 2 before these shows.
Well, let me pop in.
You're like, would you stop talking about guys? God.
Oh, that list, yeah.
Anyways.
I don't think anyone on in Sputnik's going to be in your list. They might, but you probably haven't heard of them because they're all Russian actors.
Well, I was going to say, I looked at the names and I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh, I don't know this. Okay.
Yeah.
I tried.
I saw this trailer on Hulu a few months ago. I was like, oh, I'm going to add that to my list. That sounds like fun. And then Friday night, the wife and I were just kind of chilling. She was like, I'm kind of sleepy. You can watch whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll put on, for some reason, I don't do it every Friday night, but I need to. Friday nights are like the perfect night for like either really bad sci-fi film, or a just good sci-fi. Like Friday night should be like the sci-fi night, and I think this stems from my childhood because
Sci-Fi. Sorry.
Yeah, sci-fi Friday.
Sci-fi Friday. Sorry.
Actually, Sci Fridays may have been something that Sci-Fi Channel, but
anyways,
but. So I put on this film and it's all in Russian at first. I'm like, well, the trailer was dubbed. Maybe this is them, just
since
being
you're going to be saying about the movie, may I go ahead and read what the synopsis says?
Yes.
Okay. So it says, the lone survivor of an enigmatic spaceship incident hasn't returned back home alone. Hiding inside his body is a dangerous creature. There you go.
Yeah, 1983, I believe, is the time frame. Cosmonaut. There were 2 in the aircraft. 1 returns, but one's got something going on inside of him. And so basically, and you can get this from the trailer, they bring in this psychiatrist. I'm not sure what she is. It's like, tell us, is he insane or not? Because this is 80s Russia or Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Soviet Union at that time.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's a cosmonaut. He is a hero, but we can't have a hero be insane because the other cosmonaut came back and half of his face was torn off. But it turns out at night, but like at 2:40 a.m., the dude starts convulsing and then something crawls out of him. And it's
hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Wait, no, not that one.
No, it's a little bit nicer. I mean, it comes out the mouth, not the chest.
Oh, okay.
But it's this, alien creature.
Specific orifice of choice.
Yeah.
Not just doesn't create one of its own. Okay.
Yeah, it's nice about it. But it's alien creature, and so the military is kind of wanting to study it. They're also lying, like they're not giving all the information to Moscow because they want to know that they know what's going on before they report it.
They never do.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. It's all I had to read the subtitles, which is fine. If you watch it on Hulu, you have to activate the subtitles yourself.
Got it.
And some of the subtitles are really quick. So some of it was like speed rating. I'm like, okay, context clues. Okay, context clues. But
did you know,
I really enjoyed it.
Headless, did you know this about this show? No, thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
He's a space guy. We've talked about this before. He's a big.
I would check it out. It was a good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, doesn't deal much with.
He's babysitting right now. So every time we see the picture go quickly away, he's going to smack the cat. Sorry. Anyways, I apologize. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, it's funny. It's the joy of cats.
Oh my gosh, it's babies all over again, man. I swear. Ooh. Anyway.
But yeah, Sputnik, if you want something, I'll just say it's good sci-fi.
Okay.
Kind of
maybe we should give Chris some Pringles. Yeah.
Lock him up with the Pringles, yeah.
He'd like eat them and then get his head stuck in the can because he'd like try to like fit in it.
Well, then he'd be distracted for about 10 minutes.
That's true, yeah. Then he'd come back and jump on the table and say, hey.
Hey guys, just me in the Pringles box.
Yeah. All right. So,
talk about some movies
for this week's edition of Rizzo's Movie Must-Haves, or whatever we're calling it. I don't know. It's a silly name. We opted for classics this week, and post show.
That's what your little device said. Your spinning wheel of movie genres.
Yeah, it's like movie genre generator, and then we're gonna have to get out of that app at some point because there's only like I don't know. Well, maybe we'll just wear it out. But so then we thought, okay, well, what does a classic make, right? Okay. So after the show last week, we discussed and we decided that it was basically anything before we were born because, we're old. Like, we know we're old, but we figured we'd go like classic for us.
Yeah.
So basically pre-80s, we'll say no more than that. We don't need to talk about how old Ryan is or how young and vibrant I am.
I got the 4-0 coming up. I'm okay with it.
Hey man, it's okay. That's good. I'm excited. That's good. 4-0 is a big one. So we opted for pre-1980s, and then beyond that was more of like a, what defined a specific genre. It didn't have to be, could be like classic horror, classic comedy, whatever.
Because you think classics, and you think of like the old black and white stuff, which those are classic, but as Rizzo mentioned, we're getting older, so
I have to. And some of the classics are like Forrest Gump.
What's showing on AMC?
I know, yeah, exactly.
American movie classics.
It's like, yeah, the first Iron Man. I'm like, really?
See,
really?
That shouldn't be on AMC. That's them just filling in time slot.
Or like Nirvana and Pearl Jam being on the classic rock stations, and just a hefty little. I'm like this. Boop. Yeah.
I heard Green Day on ours one time. I was like, wait a minute.
But if we do the math and then we think about the stuff that was playing like in our parents' cars when we were little, it's like the 70s and 60s stuff. And I'm like, that was so long ago. And I'm like, oh, snap, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was the same amount of time. Okay, so how many did you pick?
You have a
few.
I have 9. But I won't do like a deep dive.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I did 7.
I had to be careful on the classics because I have a lot of musicals and that I watched that I enjoy. And so I was like, I'm just going to choose one musical. Well, there's 2-ish, but I could just see one day that little dial going to musicals, and so I didn't want to gut my list instantly.
I have a musical on mine too. You want to start with yours? Go with yours. I'll do mine.
My musical is Paint Your Wagon.
I knew that was going to be on yours. Okay, go ahead.
I forget what year it is, but it's Lee Harvey, I believe, and Clint Eastwood. Yes,
Harvey, like the guy that killed.
No, not Lee Harvey. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I got you. Yeah, go ahead.
You do the Googles, but that's Paint Your Wagon. I remember watching it with my mom a lot. Lee Marvin. Thank you. I was like Lee something.
Anyways.
But yeah, both these guys, and it's fun telling people because you think Clint Eastwood, you think the old westerns and stuff like grizzled dude these days. Yeah. No, in this one he is singing just like everyone else. It is a musical. It's about the gold mining rush. And it's pretty damn funny.
Yeah. Okay.
I own it. I will revisit it. I introduced it to the wife a few years back, and she thought it was okay. So,
what's your other one?
Musical wise, well, it's not a really musical, so we'll just bounce back and forth. What's one of your classics?
My classic musical. Do you want to take a wild stab in the dark?
Pick a list.
Oh, we're not doing musical. Okay.
You can do whatever.
No, it's fine. I'll start with I think this is probably the oldest on the list, if not second oldest, The Wizard of Oz. It's just kind of one of those, and it lives on, regardless, and all the different reincarnations? Whatever I'm saying, different versions, Wicked and things that have popped up from it, and
The Wiz.
And I think I mentioned before. Yeah, my mother-in-law loves The Wizard of Oz, and just thinking about that movie it's fun, and it's something that Headless grew up with, and just still it holds up. It holds up. So.
And one of those that if you read the trivia about, you're like, oh, Tin Man was killing himself with his makeup because of the type of makeup they used to look him like silver was not healthy to breathe in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. All right.
You named this one post show, and I'm glad you did. But Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks.
Good.
And a lot of people don't know this, but
you got the thumbs up from Headless. I don't think you saw.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anyways.
Mel Brooks film. Richard Pryor was also a writer on it. Not a lot of people know that. Also, Richard Pryor was supposed to be the sheriff on it, but he had some issues with his heroin pipe and just would randomly call up hey, I'm in another state. And so he didn't get the hard part, but I grew up with that film. That was one of my dad's favorite. The campfire fart scene. I was hanging out with my brother when he was at work one day, and this was kind of the early days of MP3/wave sounds that you could just download randomly.
Yeah.
And we were at his work, and he started playing it, and he got a phone call, and he couldn't stop it. So he was like laughing on the phone at how absurd it was, and I think you had enough going on in the background as he's taking a phone call.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Yeah, so good. And I mean, just dumb silliness that I grew up with.
Okay. I will go to Dr. No. That's my next one.
Dr. No. Which
first James Bond.
Okay.
And
which Bond is that? Is that
Connery? That's Connery. Okay. And I mean, classic Connery. Think of that, like action wise, yeah. And
look at me now,
it's so good. I don't know, that's just my way of describing I should learn how to use more descriptive words. Good. But that started because I mean, like it started from a book, right? You know, that's how James Bond started. And just think of how many they've had since then, and just the different, again, like how they've, reincarnated Bond with different actors and thank you. I can't think of words like actors and movie today. Yikes, you're just gonna have to carry me, Ryan. I'm sorry. And this is my way of being like, oh, and then the new one, No Time to Die, if it ever shows up. We'll talk about that later in the show.
Someday. Yeah.
No time, sometime, eventually, maybe. Yeah.
The Bond films have always been fun. Like I think my James Bond is like no one else's James Bond, which is depressing. Was like I really like Timothy Dalton. He was the 80s Bond.
Wasn't he in it like twice or once?
License to Kill.
Ooh, License to Kill was good.
At least 2. I think he may have done 3, but I know at least 2.
Okay.
But I would also watch, because they still have the James Bond marathon.
Yeah.
Every now and then. But like TNT, TBS back in the day, USA, we're going to play all the Bonds from order.
Twice. He played it twice. Let's see.
Kill and
The Living Daylights.
Okay.
That's the one like no one remembers. So there you go. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I typed how many times was Timo and it knew.
Timo.
Timmer.
Timmer. Yeah, really into that. But yeah, Bond stuff's good. I was never a big fan of Roger Moore, but I think that was just because that was that weird trippy 70s era.
The post Connery. Pre-PrEOS.
A lot of LSD in the writing.
I mean, it's all right. That's a lot of where Austin Powers came from, though. Anyways, I want to watch Austin Powers now.
I forget. It may be who's the villain in Dr. No? Was it the dude with the cat?
I'm pretty sure because that was Dr. Evil. Like that was like
the whole, there was a picture of that actor who was like in the Halloween movies. I forget his name, but I thought, oh, is this a set picture from Austin Powers? But no, this is what they
actually got. James Bond, Dr. Julius No.
Yeah, that's who this is where Dr. Evil came from. Like, oh, that's right. So
yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I just popped these up. Like he's not holding a cat, but he has like a weird little outfit thing.
Yeah, the gray outfit with the funky eye.
Yeah, this is actually funny because I'm seeing this picture and maybe I shouldn't say anything, but it's got Dr. No on the front and then it has Rami's villain behind him. In this one little shot, I'm like, what?
Spoilers.
I didn't spoil anything. This is
it's probably just
straight from the internet, man. Anyway.
The homo spoilers. Let's see. Next on my list for classics is Jaws. You'll never want to go swimming again.
Yeah, don't get back in the water. There was this prompt that was on IMDb on like Facebook or something, and it was like, "What's the movie you think of when you think of water?" Jaws. Send. I'll never forget it because Ma Rizzo is not a fan of horror flicks, like at all, and she tells me this hysterical story about the time she went and saw Jaws with my dad, with Sir Rizzo, the good man, him and one of his friends, and they were both what's the word? Under the influence of liquid medicinals. Yeah, not in medicinals, but yes. And of course, like my mom's like freaking out, like trying to be like, and him and, Sir Rizzo and his friend are
enjoying the
not,
show.
they're just, with their eyes closed pretty much. Yeah. And she's like, okay. I didn't want to go to this anyways. Tell me about
Jaws. I mean, we could have used Jaws last week for Thriller because it's one of those where it just the music builds up and you really don't see the shark that much until the end of the film. So
yeah, when it's like chompy chomp 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 chomp.
What boat?
We when it's just like boat. When we went to Universal like 4 years ago, I think maybe 5. I think it might have been 5. Like you go to the Universal stuff, and because they changed it, they changed the backlot tour a little bit, and it's fun to see. The Jaws thing was pretty cool because there's like all this like fire and stuff around, and it's like more.
Did you do the Jaws ride where like the guy in the boat's kind of acting like, oh no, we're being attacked by a shark? Let me cock my gun.
That wasn't like that was part of the backlot tour.
Okay. They may have changed it because I know that part had a fire a few years back, so I may have gotten in before the chaos ensued.
Maybe, I don't know. That sounds similar, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, the shark. It was funny because the shark emerged from the water. It's mechanical, and like the guy picks up the fake shotgun, and it just, I forget. I'm not a.
You're not a marksman? Yeah, you're okay.
The cocker? That's what we'll call it. The cocker. He picks it up and it just slides down on its own. Like, that's obviously. And he's like, oh no, I'll take care of it. All right, we're safe.
Ryan the cocker. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Be careful with your cockers and your shark.
Them sharks out there, okay? You gotta be careful. Make sure you have your cocker with you. Anyway, how do I follow that? I'll follow it with Psycho. That's actually perfect because that's also on the Universal Backlot tour, and it's again could have been a thriller.
Yeah.
We're on the tour. I guess there's all these things, but I remember sitting with my nephew, and he was like on the edge of the little trolley thing, and I was right next to him, and you see, what's his face? Norman Bates come out of like the hotel room, and he's just like chasing after the bus, and my nephew's like, ah! It was great.
Pretty good.
Anyways, yeah, but
this guy's got mommy issues.
Yeah, he big time. He needs to figure some stuff out, and he's got wait, what? It was him, who? He's in a dress, yeah, and stabbed the lady.
Worst hotel ever. Or motel.
It's like on whatever. I was like Orbitz. That's like such an old antiquated hotel website. Priceline. 1 star. Would not stay again. Can't because I died.
Prices are murder.
Oh, boo.
I know.
Boo. Anyways, come up with more like stabby hotel puns here later in the show.
Yeah.
Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock.
Plumbing was a bit red. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Taking a giant leap from genre wise, but another classic I've written down, another Mel Brooks. No, not Mel Brooks. Sorry. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I just saw Spam-A-Lot recently, so I'm kind of like in that. Yeah.
That's on my list of things to see.
Just put a scratch.
But yeah, Monty Python. I mean, it's just one of those, like, I was introduced to it from my brothers because it was obscure comedy. I'm realizing.
So your brothers are to blame for you, pretty much?
Part of it, because I watched a lot of British comedy, Canadian comedy. So
New Zealand folk comedy.
Oh, that was later on. That was in my radio days. That was in the thousands. But yeah.
Classic.
Monty Python is just silly and dumb. If you haven't seen it, you should. And then go back when theaters opened up. Alamo Drafthouse, I know they used to do like the sing-along, say-along type events where they just have it and they expect everyone to be talking throughout the film, quoting it. So,
yeah.
I mean, you've got the Knights of Knee.
Yeah.
You must bring us a shrubbery.
You know what? Back when there were theaters, you know what I went and watched?
What?
A lot in the theaters when they had their special things.
What?
Grease.
I bet.
It was the word. It is the word. It's like
Grease lightning.
Go Grease lightning.
I saw it for the first time within this past decade.
How
I had
on
no
earth
interest in it.
did you get but how did you get through college with me without having seen Grease? What was wrong with me, man?
Easily. Probably because I didn't admit it.
Because
I was
I've been
also the guy who didn't like
Bohemian Rhapsody
Napoleon
for 2
Dynamite
years, and you're like,
so. I knew. Yeah. No, it's like Grease is one of those like you don't have to watch it to know about it.
Well, yeah, I know. It's 1978.
Because,
yeah. So wait, what? Okay, so what were you saying about Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh, because we were a kind of big movie centric department in a way.
Yeah.
I hated that film. I'm still not a big fan of that film.
I had to go by myself and I didn't get it. So
it's not that I don't get it. I just like there was a lot of hype. It is a good film. I just don't want to watch it more than once.
Yeah.
But,
Understood.
The crew then were always like, you got to watch this. And then like, I remember this is years ago, the nieces and nephew came over and they're like, we want to watch this. And I was like, no, I don't want to. You know what happened.
Mean, Uncle Ryan.
I ended up letting them watch it, but I was like, but yeah, it's got some fun elements like Uncle Rico and whatnot.
Yeah, he's good. So, but Grease,
nice.
My second John Travolta reference of the show.
When I did watch it was a fun film.
Number 2 on the list.
Number 2. My next one is another musical because I was thinking Audrey Hepburn. I've seen a fair amount of her films. Absolutely lovely. Okay. But the one that sticks in my brain because of one certain lines is My Fair Lady.
That's
watched
really
it with Mom, and then I just it was one of those scenes that was controversial because I couldn't say it in front of Mom or anything, but it's later in the scene when I forget his actual name, but when he's walking down the street just going jam 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 jam. I was like, these good feelings. Yeah, the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane and stuff like that. So
the rain in Spain, yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again.
I want to watch that.
A lot of Audrey Hepburn. Like I was going to put down Charade. It's a pretty good one. But yeah.
Oh, as far as classics go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
What else you got?
I'll piggyback off of that. Snow White, because it is definitely not one of my favorite Disney movies. But as far as animation and the way that things went for like establishing yourself in a movie market, that's the way to go. And I think about some of those histories and like the histories, the stories, and how you mentioned, when we went to college, it was a lot of, television and broadcasting and movies and things like that. Like thinking about their Oscars when they won the like large Oscar and the 7 little Oscars for the dwarves, I just get that like mental picture, and nice. It's classic. There you go. That's the word.
My next one is not as classic as that.
Okay.
But it inspired a bunch of pudgy kids like me. And I really kind of related to the character because of my weird early childhood family history. Yeah. But Superman the movie.
Okay.
Because it was 1978. So it barely fits in within our time.
That's I got a couple of those.
That one inspired me throughout a kid. Christopher Reeves, Gene Hackman, and so.
Yep.
And it was a fun thing about that one is that there's actually 2 cuts of the movie. And I remember no, that's
sorry.
Shut up, Rizzo. Just shut the fuck up, Rizzo.
Sorry.
You did that with Ben Affleck, and it's not real.
Okay.
It's like the Richard Donner cut, actually.
Anyways.
But this is about maybe 10 years ago. But my brother came over. We were just hanging out. I was like, hey, you want to watch Superman? And like, this is my older brother, 7 years apart. So like, I was easily scared and whatnot. But we were watching Superman, and I actually had a different cut of the movie than we had ever seen in our life.
That's cool.
And so here we are as adults, and we're like, I don't remember this scene. Do you? It's like, no. So, but it was just like, it was really cool to have that, like, watching this movie I grew up with, watching with him. And like, we're seeing it for the first time. And I was like, this is awesome. So
nice.
Fun memory with that.
I love that most of your movie stories are. I started with this. My brother came over. My brother and I were talking. It's sweet that they, as much as I know,
I'm
they
the
gave
youngest of 4 brothers, and the one that's just above me, it's like the year difference is 5 years, 7 years, and 8 years.
Okay.
So
where is Kay in that?
He is 7 years.
7. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Because he's the one that I know. Probably quote unquote, the best, but I mean, not really, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you would have met.
Yeah, I've met him before.
With Grandma Z.
So. Yep. All right. So I'm down to my last 2.
Okay.
And I think I will go with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Classic.
Yeah, 71. I know a lot of people did not care for the Johnny Depp reimagining of that movie. I loved them both pretty equally, just because of the hold on, this one here.
Yeah, I was going blank in his name.
There you go. Yeah, no, you're good.
Gene Wilder. Yeah.
Yeah, Gene Wilder. Oh, I'm sorry.
Second mentioned because he was in Blazing Saddles as well.
Yeah, he was a lot of classic movies, and it freaked me out a little bit when I was younger, but like I get it because I loved Roald Dahl too, as far as like the books were concerned, and I liked that was one that kind of held true to some of those stories as well. I think that Charlie, the new one, held a little bit better to the book, but excellent.
That's what I heard. It was more accurate to the book.
Phenomenal movie. Great. And like you like to use the word trippy for that time frame, but I mean that suited when it was made. It was early 70s, and it's great. Like
great for the whole family
either way to get the story. Like I think either of them hold up really well. So okay, and then I'm down to my last one. You have 2 or 3 left. You have 2 left?
I have, we'll say 2.5 because
fine.
Kind of there's 1 in the sequel.
Okay.
And since we went back, so Blazing Saddles, Gene Wilder, and Cleveland Little, who played Bart, who was originally meant for the role of who Richard Pryor was going to play, but Cleveland Little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But with the opposition, so much opposition that there is in the news today, I look back at films like this and I'm like, maybe this is why I don't have really any of that, because I see Gene Wilder and it's a fictional film, of course.
Right.
But when you see Cleveland Little and Gene Wilder working together so well and I'm like, I thought that's just how things were, but apparently not. And, well, some of the world, unfortunately.
How it should be, or how it's nicely portrayed, but doesn't seem to be how it works sometimes. Yeah, I got you.
So, written by a Jewish guy. And made me laugh.
Anyways.
So I'm going to skip over my next one. Well, go ahead and do your last one, and then I'll just talk. Well,
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, do yours, and I'll finish mine off.
It happened in a galaxy long ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Movie about bad parenting?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's misguided parenting, maybe. Because his wife died during childbirth and stuff, and then they had twins, but they don't know it's twins. It's just the one, because one of them's a princess. See, look.
The other one's a herder.
Yeah.
The decapitated. Bring me the decapitated head of Princess Leia.
She makes nights. Star Wars, for anybody that didn't catch that. Anyways.
For those listening at home.
Right. And I have a little, it's like a little bodiless Leia. I have a headless engineer and a bodiless Leia. Yep. And Star Wars is like, Carrie Fisher was always my girl. Like I like boys better than I like girls. That's a weird thing to say, but I've always had a lot of my friends and stuff have just always been guys, because I think the girls are a little too much sometimes. But the same with actors.
An example of a strong female lead.
Yeah, and as far as actors and things were concerned, it was always guys that I just kind of gravitated to as far as movies were concerned, except for Carrie Fisher. And Star Wars was a big reason for that. And I loved her, and it's horrible living in a world without Carrie Fisher, but
yeah,
it's okay.
She was awesome.
Yeah. And that was before they kind of messed everything up, but then they fixed it with Mandalorian and Clone Wars and things like that. But in Rogue One, which Carrie was
topic. That's the bad thing about the Star Wars films.
Yeah.
Is like, we had the original 3.
So I'm talking episode 4 in case there's
episode 4.
Any question.
We had 4, 5, and 6. And then the prequels, which a lot of people, I've gone back and rewatched the prequels. I'm like, this just needs some good editing.
Yeah.
And then we
better dialogue.
Yeah. And then we get to the current 3 that just wrapped up. And it was like, this is what happens when you don't have meetings. Because like, here's this, episode 7.
Yeah.
Kind of almost a rehash in a way. Episode 8.
Are you talking about episode 4? Yeah. I mean, that's exactly
what. About episode 7.
No, I know, but you're saying it's a rehash of episode 4.
Rehash of episode 4. Yeah, pretty much. Like, we've done this again. And we're throwing in these other characters, but yeah. And then we get to episode 8. And it's one guy who's doing all the writing, I believe. And it was an interesting story, but the fuck. And then you get to episode 9, and it's like, well, we need to take into account what happened in the last one, but we don't like that.
We need to address all of the things. Yeah, address all the things, but also tie up all the loose ends.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, like, if you're going to have Finn in the movie, give Finn a purpose. Don't just have him in the damn movie. What was his purpose? I still don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Nerd rage. Okay. Star rage.
I'm talking episode
fun to
4.
Watch, but
calm down.
But yeah. Back in the day when it was easier because it was just these.
Calm your tatas, Ryan. Calm them. Okay. Anyways,
it's gonna crawl
that's my list.
Tauntaun.
What? I said calm your tatas, not
I know.
Climb up in a tauntaun. What?
Wonton? Ponton?
Anyway,
I'm making an episode 5 reference.
OMG.
I can't think of what it's called. So another movie.
Why is it called Hoth if it's so cold? Sorry.
Ha. Ha, ha, ha.
Okay, go.
Do you want some Hoth coffee?
I had.
It's very Hoth coffee.
I had the Hoth tea. Anyway,
Hoth tea? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. All right.
Styria White forever. Anyway.
Current.
So I've got 3 movies, 2 of which are kind of sequels, but I'm going to skip to this one. This is one that's really dumb. I did not watch it as a child. I watched the cartoon that came from it, but Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh, geez.
It's dumb. But
the show was fun. The animated series was fun.
Yeah, the cartoon was,
short-lived. Good, yeah.
Yeah, short-lived, dumb, silly, but the movie is dumb. Low budget, it shows it, but they also acknowledge it.
Yeah, that's like Attack of the Killer Clowns. With the K's, right?
Yeah, but they tried in that one. So.
I mean, about that. Anyways. Okay. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, yeah. Okay.
It's literally like, we're rolling a tomato down the road and adding sound effects of it going, and then you see a disembodied body, and then the tomato rolling away, leaving like a blood streak and whatnot. Or it's dumb, silly. I mean, PB and I kept reference. We saw like a line and like, after the initial attack of the tomatoes, there's kind of a scare everyone. And so it's a shot of this guy in a theater. He's just sitting there, looks to his left, looks to his right, and goes, tomato. And then the whole theater goes in chaos, and he's just sitting there kind of laughing and whatnot. But yes, it is a very dumb film.
You need to get your MIDI in a working order because you need to have that tomato as one of the little, and then you need to have that sound effect thing that you did, the tomato sound effect. I'm not going to try because that one you need it.
You look at it and it was just like low budget. There's a scene where there's a whole bunch of people in costumes, and that was literally the director saying, just show up wearing whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
It's a parody. It's a parody of itself.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Here, keep talking. I have something to show you.
Is it about a tomato?
It is about a tomato. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Tomato.
It's not. Okay, can I show you? You ready?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll describe it to you.
Remember I told you that I was Bob?
No. You were a tomato.
There I am.
The truth comes out.
A girlfriend of mine.
The killer tomato, ladies and gentlemen.
There I am. Yeah,
Rizzo.
Rizzo Tomato. Yeah.
Gonna lock you up next to Manson.
Yeah, she posted something and then it was like our friend anniversary or something on Facebook, and then she just kept sending me these random photos, and she had the Bob photo, and I was like, and saving that. And that was a perfect segue. Way to go, man. It's just, it all works out. Yeah.
Yes. And then my two final films, which I didn't see until later in life, but they were written by an author who I'm a big fan of. I mentioned a few episodes ago, I got a lot of books of Michael Crichton.
Yes.
This movie has turned into I really enjoyed it, series on HBO.
Uh-huh.
It is called Westworld.
Okay.
And there's a sequel called Future World.
Uh-huh.
But I really dig it. Westworld, I mean, it's the same idea. Like, hey, here's this giant amusement park for adults and sort of kids alike. They don't deal with, well, they may have dealt with some of the sex aspect of it. But like, it's all animatronics. You can go here and you can,
You said it's an amusement park for adults and there's a sex aspect to it?
In the current TV series, there is.
Okay.
I can't remember if they highlighted that much in the old ones.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all, I would say animatronic, but like lifelike robots. You can go and be like good guy, bad guy type thing, but then chaos ensues because something's in the programming.
Yeah.
And then Future World kind of like, we've fixed all the bugs in the system, but then it turns out they're replacing diplomats with robots. So kind of
not
cool.
Very diplomatic of them.
Yeah, fun classic sci-fi stuff.
Nice.
So I really dug both of them. I think I forget his name. There's a well-known actor on the second. Actually, there's a well-known actor on the first one.
Some guy.
Some dude. Check it out. That's fun.
Some
That's great.
guy. All right.
Some guy.
That was a lot of movies. That's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Need to be better about cutting myself off. So
grab your cup. Let's take a break. Ready?
And we're back from the break that you didn't know that we had.
Cool. Anyway, yeah.
Do. And
if you're listening on Anchor.fm.
On Anchor. All twos of you.
Yeah, that's right.
Do. Oh, I guess we're doing sweatpants and superheroes. And
there you go.
I can't geek out on this one as much as I have on stuff in the past because I am still reading this comic, but I have gotten through volume 1. But the comic is Chew, Chew, Chew.
So good.
It's very interesting. From Image Comics, it's been out for I think the early 2000s was when it first came out.
Yeah.
Tony Chu is a cop. His last name is not CHEU, it's CHU.
CHEW.
But he has a unique power. I don't know how to pronounce it because it's not a real word.
Cybopathic.
Cybopathic? Okay, yeah, we'll go with cybopathic. Cibopathic, which means that he gets a psychic impression once he takes a bite of food. So if he has a piece of steak, he is going to know exactly what the cow ate, what pesticides or what hormones were injected into it, how the cow got slaughtered, stuff like that. If he takes a bite of a carrot, he's going to know what pesticides were used on it, where it was raised and stuff like that. And so it's a very unique comic because I'm thinking it's early thousands because there's a lot of reference to the chicken flu.
Okay.
And how the chicken flu was this major pandemic that spread across the world.
Okay.
But there's so the FDA, the Food Drug Administration, is a big thing in this. It's a big thing now, but it's like a big deal in this. And so Tony Chu ends up working, he's a cop, but he ends up working with the FDA because, his first case is he was in a restaurant. The chef accidentally cut his finger. And so so his blood got into his food. Tony takes a bite and he sees all the murders that chef has performed.
Dang.
And then from there, he goes on to work with the FDA and more chaos and craziness ensues. It's a very unique comic.
Sounds awesome.
Rob Guillory, I'm sorry, I'm killing his name, and John Layman were the creators. I dig it. I'm on volume 2 so far. It's been fun. It's very different. So if you want something unique, have a bite of Chew.
Chew on this.
Or a taste of chew. Yeah.
Yum.
Art's really good. So
it looks like fun. It makes me want to just like pick that comic up or like look at it.
It's very unique. I mean, it's just, and his boss hates him, so they get sent off to a bank robbery where there's a big pile of crap on the floor. He's like, I am not eating that.
A big pile of crap.
Yeah. And there's another line is like, I had to take a bite of a decomposing dog to figure this out. So just unique circumstances and
salt and pepper, man, or like something.
Yeah.
Chris did not like when you said that. You're like decomposing dog, and he's like, "Excuse me," like pops up.
He's fine with it.
Angrily, yeah. It's like, oh, okay, I'll go back.
That is Chew.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.
De nada.
Okay. So I asked you earlier in the week if you had seen the Netflix series To All the Boys I Loved Before, which is Laura Jean Covey, and she sends out it's 5 letters she wrote to these like 5 loves of her life, basically. And she's her
in high school, and so this covers elementary through middle school.
Yeah, and they accidentally get sent out by her little sister. Yeah. And then basically the boys get the notes, and she's like freaking out because one of them is Peter, and that's the one that the show is based off of for the first one. These are like teen rom-coms, like they're just little fluffy whatever, but they're pretty cute. I really enjoyed them. I liked the first one quite a bit.
Yeah. When someone asks me about what kind of film they are, like teen rom-coms perfect, I'm like, think of She's All That, 10 Things I Hate About You. It's that sort of feel. Yeah,
that genre, but like right now. And so then there's the sequel, which is the To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You. And that's when her like younger middle school guy pops back in. And there's a little bit of the who do I pick, whatever. Like I see, there's like more, like we have more in common, and we have a lot of these things, and we have these same aspirations. But I actually really still do love the boy I first loved kind of thing. And so she ends up with Peter at the end of the second one. And now they've announced the third one is going to be released. I mean, they announced the third one a while ago, but it's going to be released on Netflix on February 12th, just in time for Valentine's Day, and I'll be watching it. Yes, I'm excited.
And these are based off a book series that has three books.
Yes, and it's Jenny Han, I think, is the one I think that's the author. And they're fun. They're great, and I'm excited to see what happens with the third one. I've not read the books, but I've really enjoyed the shows. And this one is more or less like what does the future hold for Laura Jean and Peter. So it's going to hopefully wrap things up, and we won't be too disappointed. So we'll see.
Yeah. My wife has read the books. I haven't, if we watch the third one, I'll pick her brain and be like, how do these match up to the books? Yeah. But that's how I heard about them, because she's like, I'm going to make you watch this movie with me. It's like, okay, I'll watch it.
Good girl.
But yeah, the first one was like, okay, it's a dumb, fun film. Bad decisions made left and right, because that's what teenagers do. That's what
do. I mean, you just have to be, expecting that that's what's happening, and go into it knowing that that's what the type of movie is. You're not going to get some sort of like Oscar worthy whatever, but it's just
light fun. And Peter, I don't know if he's still cast, but they're supposedly going to be doing a He-Man movie. And
he's not. He's not. Noah Centineo. Yeah. I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure. Let me keep talking. I'm going to look.
Because maybe he just has the power. At the time, there's a lot of controversy because he's not big enough to be He-Man. I'm like, well, if you think about it, He-Man is a dude who wields a magical sword, then becomes buff. But who knows?
Okay. So it says this was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So maybe he won't be. Oh, this is bulking up. I guess so. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. It's going to be he'll be an interesting. Good job. I thought I read that he was not in it anymore. So maybe it
could have changed. So I mean, like I said, it was announced 2 years ago. Things have happened since then. So
yeah, he's like It's all it is he's getting ripped to play He-Man. That's all it says. Those are like the only things I'm seeing.
I mean, if you look at that old cartoon, it's like there really wasn't a difference between Prince Adam, I think it was, when he turns into He-Man, other than he just takes off more clothing and has a sword.
He has that super cool wig. I like that, like blonde wig.
A battle cat. Yeah.
Meow. Anyways, yeah. So sorry. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Times have changed. COVID's thrown off a lot of things.
Okay.
Speaking of COVID throwing things off, you mentioned earlier about James Bond, No Time to Die, more like No Time to be Released.
I know. Well, I hopefully kindly asked Headless.
Hindless. It's what I have now. It was a German show.
To post this specific picture because it says it has an April of 2020 release date. I'm like, aw. Eventually, like maybe.
It's interesting how some areas, we've
done this. We've already done this before. Come on.
Yeah, some companies like Warner Brothers. Every movie we've got coming out in 2021, it's going to be in theater and on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Other production companies are just like, we'll see you later.
Yeah. It says it's expected upcoming James Bond film, No Time to Die, will have its release date again, with the movie now targeting for a fall 2021 premiere. It's just because I've been waiting for Rami. That's all. I want.
What about
Rami
Daniel Craig? I mean,
he's fine. It's fine. Me. I've seen the Bond movies. I basically see all of them.
So I'm just. I do the same thing with the misses. I'm like, so okay. What about this dude? What about this dude? What about that?
Yeah, he's okay.
I'm looking forward because looks like Lashana Lynch is going to. I don't want to call her a Bond girl because I believe she is a 00 agent.
Yeah, she's the new 007.
So that's where I'm like, oh, are they actually addressing the fact that it's just a title and not an individual? So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that James Bond is not actually 007. He just happens to be that. Yeah.
And then also Ana de Armas, who was in Knives Out. Looking forward.
We still haven't seen that. We need to see that. Watch that. Yeah.
It's Daniel Craig.
I didn't think about that. Is she the one that's dating? Who's she dating? Ben Affleck? Who's she dating?
I don't know that much.
Anyways, okay, let's see. Anyways,
I'm not a gossip account. Oh, apparently I clicked her name.
Yeah.
Seeks more space from Ben Affleck after couple gets in huge fights. Oh, 11 hours ago.
OMG. You heard it here first. 11 hours ago, guys.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
maybe
news
not.
Stolen from the internet from someone else.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm when the movie gets released, I'm looking forward to it. I've enjoyed Daniel Craig's
eventually
Bond movies. I want to see Rami. Is that how you say it? I've been
Rami Malek.
Rami. I want to like his of what we've seen in the trailer of his villain. That's going to be interesting. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Maybe is he Dr. No? Is it Dr. No's counterpart?
Maybe he's a PA.
Who knows?
Maybe he's just no PA.
Okay.
Waka.
Yeah, because he has, Rami has a twin brother, right?
No, I did not.
And his brother's name is Sammy, Sami, and Rami, Rami.
So does that mean that Rami was the first one out?
I have no idea. I wouldn't know about that. I could ask. Maybe. Yeah. And then they have a little sister named Tammy.
Since you know everyone.
And their older brother named Qami. 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 I don't know. I'm just going alphabetically. And then their youngest brother is Uami. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. But Rami. Yeah. Rami and Sammy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is Sammy an actor as well?
No, he is not.
Okay. Because I know sometimes like Tom Hanks has a brother who sounds similar to him.
Okay.
And so for some of the Toy Story stuff, and it maybe just be the TV show, but they had brother Hanks come in and voice a few things because.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Siblings in Hollywood, like Scarlett Johansson has a twin sibling, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
did you?
What are you got monkey tails on here? What is that?
Did you not see about them? See, this is you need to grow your
the stupid beard thing.
Yeah, the stupid beard thing. Post it.
Yeah, I saw that and I wanted to punch
that guy.
Notice how in all these images there's no women. Just saying. Nowhere near.
That women don't have monkey beards?
No, there's no women in the background or probably within 100,000 feet.
No, I know. I agree.
Ladies, if you find this attractive, you should reevaluate.
And then there's the one very clever gent in this article who's holding a game, the Bananagrams game, whilst he has his monkey beard. Not monkey beard, monkey tail beard. So
I see a cat's tail. That's all I see. I just see a cat tail.
Well, I think it's because it's curled. I think is why it's supposed to be like the monkey thing. What do you think? What do you think, Headless? He's gonna. That was a big thumbs up. I mean, like, I don't. This guy that has it painted pink, and basically just for the visual. For those that are not viewing, they're listening. It has like the normal mustache, right? And then on one side of the mustache, it like goes down to where the goatee is, but then carries around on the other side. So
yeah, it's a mustache with a half Fu Manchu into a chin beard.
It's very, it's weird. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. Are you allergic to stupid things or what?
I am now.
God, I don't know. It's a little.
This is the kind of thing you do if you're like shaving and you're going to stop midway through and be like, take a selfie and then be done. But if you go out in public like this, you need to be shot.
It's a funny story, actually, because Headless used to do a goatee and then decided it was right around, I think Short Round was maybe like 18 months or so. And he decided to just shave everything off and go baby-faced for a while. That was very short-lived. He now has a very full beard, although I would put that there. And he took like from the goatee and he like did where the goatee was gone and it was just like the handlebar. And then he did the like little thing and then he did the shorter mustache and then he did the really, really short mustache you don't talk about because it's bigoted.
I can't pull that one off.
The Charlie Chaplin. It was pretty good. Maybe we'll show you some other time. Okay. Now,
I mean, that's fine. I mean, during, I think this is April, I kind of like, I'm trying to let mine grow now, especially I got a lot of beard products for Christmas. So now it's like, might as well.
Yeah.
But I did the whole like shave down the middle because like if I fluff mine out, I look like a walrus. And I have the blank spot underneath my lower lip here. But I shaved it down. I look like, a 1920s copper because I just had these big bushy sideburns that went all the way down. So yeah, like I said, but at the time I was like, I'm wearing a mask. So the only person who has to deal with it is the wife. She does.
I like that you used the phrase deal with it because I think that's pretty apropos. Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're monkey tailing your beard, just stop.
He's saying it because he's jealous because he can't attach the mustache to the beard. So I
could, but I trimmed out the mustache. I could fake it. I have to let the mustache grow long enough to connect.
Yeah, well,
I trimmed it up because I've been eating my own. Okay, first off, with a face mask, I've been eating my own mustache at times. Second of all, I literally gave myself a splinter. What? I gave myself a splinter yesterday while doing this, and then I like jolted, and I had a mustache whisker poking out of my finger.
Is your mustache made of wood? How did you get a splinter? You sliced yourself with the thing, yeah.
I didn't slice. It literally stuck in. I had to pluck out a mustache hair from my finger.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Face toucher. Don't touch your face.
Face toucher.
number 1. That's the rule, man. Don't touch your face. You won't get mustache splinters, evidently.
Yeah, okay. I think it's maybe my mutant powers are kicking in because one, I did a whole Ancestry.com sample recently.
Yeah.
And they emailed me back and said, "We don't
aliens?
know who you are."
Aliens? Yeah, it's aliens.
Send us another one. We need to verify what you are.
Or you're the non-sentient robot type creature. Is it Vision? Are you Vision?
I'd be fine with that. Got a cool life. His wife's cute.
Yep.
Basically, probably yes.
Married to one of the Olsen twins' sisters. Yeah.
The best acting Olsen.
Part of our watches for this week, which is like the what you're listening to, reading, watching, that kind of we both had WandaVision in it because this is what I said. We talked about this and I said that I was going to watch it when it came out. And I watched the first episode the day it came out. And I was like, this is really cool because I'm not a Marvel lore person as much, like, I mean, even like as Ryan is, or like a lot of people, because so I'm very new to this because we have not gone through all the movies. But it's so unique and very different. I was reading a lot of reviews because, I like to like pop through to see what people are saying. And I guess a lot of the, like Marvel purists were like, well, this is garbage because it has, whatever, and blah, 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 and all these things. And I just kind of was taking it for what it was because I've read numerous places that, because it has the like Leave It to Beaver, Dick Van Dyke Show, 30-minute sitcom, laugh track, like black and white.
As of now, the first two episodes are black
for the
and
most
white.
part. For the most part, because there are color elements in the second episode, but
and like you said, the laugh track, that old classic. I mean, you referenced the Dick Van Dyke thing because Vision literally is carrying a Wanda into the house and almost trips over an ottoman, but then he just phases through it.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, that's a cool reference.
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't know where this thing is going. But I want to say to the Marvel purist, F off. Just chill out. This is the MCU. This is not the comics. And if you have been accepting of Marvel and its multiverses for the past umpteenth years, this is yet another multiverse. This is no different. Because like you've seen in some of the, like they have the trailers out, which this is not anything that's new news, is like they have their twin boys and the different, decades and things like that. Like you see that this is what's happening. And it's not just going to be the 1950s black and white thing. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, at the end of the second episode, you see where Wanda is actually pregnant and the colorization and the aspect ratio changes where it's not just the screen thing, the like tiny screen, it's all colors. And of course she's all in, I told. And as you mentioned, it's black and white, but it's also a 4:3 format.
Yeah, that's the aspect ratio, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, so the square as opposed to the rectangle. Square,
which is what all TVs were up until 2000-ish.
Classic TVs.
And now we're all 16:9.
Yeah.
So square to rectangle, more widescreen, stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's a trip. If you're going to approach it knowing that it's a slow burn. And it's really weird. It's funny. It's silly. But there's more going on than what you see. So
after both of the episodes, they pull out of the end credits of the show, and you see that there's somebody there that's like clicking through and doing the little tuning and the whatnot. Like, right.
And they don't really address this much in the MCU movies, where this version of Wanda was created. But Wanda has the power to alter reality.
Yeah, this is the comics thing, and that was one of the things that what's his face, Feig, Paul? No, not Paul Feig. What's his name? He said not to understand the show, but if you really want to get into it, Kev, thank you. You need to read the comics, read the history, read up on it, know everything about these characters so that you can get a good idea for what the show is going to be about. Because it's very clear that even in the like funny, sitcom like nature of it, that there's clearly something more going on. Like there's the helicopter in the second episode, and when the lady breaks cuts her hand on the glass. And there's like those are the little spots of color and things like that, and of course everything's red. Which I
have
think
a commercial from Stark Industries.
Yeah, the toaster. There's
a watch commercial that has the Hydra symbol on it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Sturker or whatever, the watch.
Yeah. Baron Strucker was
the
head of Hydra for a while. So yeah, there's a lot there's a lot going on, and I'm going to say it's a slow burn, but there's this weird undertone of like there's something else going on here.
Yeah.
But you just don't know what yet. But but in the aspect of it being like the leave it to Billy. He was the Beaver's brother that no one knew about.
Dick Van Billy.
Yeah, Dick Van Billy Dyke.
Anyways, I don't even know who that is.
But that aspect, it's really silly because I Dream of Jeannie. Very much I Dream of Jeannie as well, because she is using her powers to like make things float. And it looks like a 1950s, like, oh yeah, you don't see the fishing line, but you could almost imagine the plates are moving as if they're on a fishing.
Yeah. So. Which that's like the point of that too. Or like when they're doing the talent show and he's like, oh, I'm going to float. And she's like, rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's trippy fun.
And I'll say one last thing about it, just from my perspective, because I'm not into this as much as you are. Just take it for what it is and just let it play out. Yeah. Let it play out, guys. It has the highest rating on Rotten Tomatoes for anything MCU now, as far as critics go. The audience rating is a little lower because I think people are getting a little too much up in their own minds about like what they're expecting it to be, because it's going to obviously switch from the sitcom type thing to more of a longer episodic, which is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So. The wife was reading comments on it and someone was saying, I don't really like it. It's not that good. And someone just commented to that. It's like, where all them explosions at?
I think the explosions are coming, folks.
Yeah, towards the end. Coming. So
there was a bee-man in the manhole.
It's as if they're aiming for something.
Boo. Boo.
Got to work on that aim.
Because they have to yield their swords?
Possibly.
Boo. Well, it was like shield and sword make sense together. Just going to put that out there too.
Sword is another. It's another thing. Captain Marvel's with it.
Yeah.
So is aim.
I'm just excited to see them go through the 70s and have the babies, and that's me. I'm like, oh, fun.
And also they had I forget her name, but she played the mother. Yeah, from that 70s show.
Oh no, Deborah Jo Rupp. Yeah.
Loved her.
She was so weird when her husband was like choking on that piece of whatever. Stop it. And she's like laughing, and I'm like, oh, you're crazy, dude. Oh my gosh, that was really that was creepy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, she seems normal, and then you're like, oh, maybe not. When she's just
there's something off.
But I'm wondering if when she's saying stop it, she's telling Vision to stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. That's my thought.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm excited. So every Friday, new released episodes, and I'm not sure if it's 2 every week. I'm hoping so, because I've already watched both of them twice, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Nice.
Keep going. Nice. So anyway.
All right. Well, do you have anything left in your teacup?
I do.
What's in that tea, yo, or that cup, yo? What is your tea?
You want to see it? Look at it. Look what color it is.
Ooh, mine is
pink. Dang.
Purplish.
I see you. That's good. You really went for it. What'd you do? Which one did you didn't do?
It's not one that mine is from. I'll just say I have 2 types of tea. I have tea from 2 different companies. One is the Perennial Tea Room, which is up in Seattle. The other is St. John's Tea Room. Is that the name?
St. James
Tea Room. St. James Tea in Albuquerque. This one happens to be Blue Eyes, which is an herbal tea from the Seattle.
Cool. Yeah.
So what do you got?
Mine.
About some sort of cranberry.
Yeah, I gave you 2 choices on which to do, because I thought I had already done both of these teas, but it turned out I had not. And so you chose Cranberry Blush for my tea this week, and that is a nice, subtle green tea. This is a very mellow green tea. I enjoy this tea quite a bit. It is a cranberry and rose green tea. The thing that I love about this is that it doesn't need anything, so I was running just a couple minutes behind. We still made it on time. And it just, the thing with the green tea that I love is like 2 main things. Number 1, it's a really short steep. And number 2, is you don't need the boiled water because it's far too abrasive for green tea leaves. So all you need is just the hot, like we mentioned before, the Keurig water. And just pop it in the Keurig in a couple minutes of steep time, and there you go. And the thing that I like about this, and this just looks kind of weird, you can't really tell, but it's pink in the cup.
Ooh.
Yeah,
nice. The joy of herbal tea.
Good light. Doesn't have to do anything. It's a little less caffeine than the black teas. Still has a little caffeine, but it's yummy. So tell me about this Blue Eyes. What's in there? Do you remember?
I don't.
No, sorry.
I ordered it a while back. It is an herbal tea. It has a fruity taste to it.
Probably it's insane.
Blue Eyes perennial tea.
Teach me the things.
Room. Tell me. City of Gotham.
Oh my.
So, Blue Eyes is a caffeine-free blend of fruit and flowers. Is a favorite any time of the year. It is naturally sweet thanks to dried apple pieces and vanilla flavor, but balanced with a bright tart flavor from rose ships and hibiscus blossoms. This tea brews a beautiful ruby red cup and easily tolerates long brewing times for an even stronger flavor. It is excellent hot, but also makes a refreshing iced tea.
That was like one of those commercials from WandaVision. Brought to you by Stark Industries. And now back to the show. No, that was good. Yeah, so it's a tisane. That would make sense. That's the color as well. Because it's
really flavorful.
And where is the color coming from, Ryan? I've taught you this. Where does that pink color come from?
My soul.
No, that's flaming green.
Chips.
Hibiscus. It's the flower. Yeah, it's the hibiscus flower.
Yeah.
So see, I can still teach you. We've been doing. This is the one Rizzo's Tea Time or Tea Time with Rizzo it's this thing we've done the longest on this show. Besides the show itself, it's been it's every single episode.
There's a staple. I mean, if we get rid of it, it picks everything up. So.
Oh man, you got to keep me around for a little bit then. Okay. All right. Are you ready to make me feel like a fool?
Yeah.
It's my new favorite part of the show because I feel dumb.
Get some trivia up, and here I haven't programmed my sound effects yet, so you're gonna have to be sound effect less.
You can actually see him then, because I was like, "Oh, be with me," and then it all looks like as I'm smashing my.
Get a little Buckingham. Okay, so today's trivia, I actually have categories, so I will lame off. There's 2 questions per category.
You lame off.
Lame off.
Yeah, you are lame. Lame. Okay.
I have 4 categories. 2 questions per category, so I'm only going to give you a total of 6 questions. But what category?
So you have 8 total, but you're only giving me 6. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so I was like, that's 8. 4 times 2 is 8. I was like, Short Ryan can tell you that. Anyways,
so the categories are.
Yes, Ryan.
It's all Greek to me.
Jesus. Okay.
Everything is actually bigger in. That's the spirit.
Spirit.
And finally, my eyes are up here.
Okay. And are they like 100 and 200 point questions or what? Is it just like, I'll take this for whatever?
Just like unlike I'm stealing this idea from Jeopardy and also from Douglas movies. But like the Drew Carey show, who's on it? Is it anyway? The points mean nothing. So I'm not going to deal with it. So what category?
Silly. Sorry. Leave it to
what category would you like a question?
I will start with eyes are up here, please.
All right. My eyes are up here.
Yeah.
What is the lowest army rank of a U.S. soldier?
Oh, geez. How is that? My eyes are up here. Like ranking, I guess.
There is a method to my madness.
I have no idea. Let me think. Like a sergeant? No. A sergeant? I know, captain?
If I told you Matt Damon.
Private? I don't know. Private?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'll say private.
That is correct.
Okay, thank God. I don't know anything about the military.
All right. Okay, so, choose another category.
Like general. Wait, that's the highest. Okay.
It's all great to me. Everything is bigger. That's the spirit. Okay.
Spirit.
Which kind of alcohol is Russia notoriously known for?
Vodka?
That is correct.
Yay. That I get really quick. Booze, done. I'll do bigger.
Everything is actually bigger in.
Yeah.
The Yukon River is the largest river in this state.
The Yukon, like Yukon?
Yes, the Yukon River is the longest river in this state.
See, this is where I need short round. She's the geography person. I don't know. Wyoming? I don't know.
That is incorrect.
Damn it. Missouri? I don't know.
That is also
that can't
incorrect.
Be. I don't know.
The answer is Alaska.
Alaska. Oh, okay. Alaska. Good to know. All right, we're going back to that one. I got to redeem myself. Go back to bigger.
Everything is bigger in.
Yeah.
Kodiak Island is in which U.S. state?
Kodiak Island? So like that? I would say Alaska again. That would. Or Washington, maybe. It's one of those two, I think.
Got to pick one.
I'll say Alaska.
That is correct.
Oh, thank God.
Because everything is actually bigger in Alaska.
Okay. So I got you. Okay, so then I'll do, let's see, because I've done 4. I'll do Greek. I'll do a Greek one.
Everything is Greek to me.
I'm scared. I don't want to do that.
According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth?
I don't know. Athena. That's probably the other one. I don't know.
That's a god.
Oh, the first woman on Earth? I was like, Eve?
According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth?
I don't think that's the same as the Bible.
Zeus cursed her with being curious and then gave her a gift and said, don't open this.
Pandora.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. It was not George? It wasn't Curious George?
No, not Curious George. He didn't pop up. He wasn't in that pantheon.
By Curious George. Sorry, Impractical Jokers. Okay, anyways. Anyways. All right. So that was
for your final question.
So it's either
yeah.
I thought I was gonna go back to eyes, but I don't think so. If it's like having
it's all Greek to me.
I'll do spirits.
Spirit.
That's the spirit. Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Okay.
Which spirit is added to Irish coffee?
Bailey's.
That's your final answer.
Yeah, Bailey's.
That is incorrect.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, you already claimed it.
Bailey's Irish coffee. Hold on.
It's Bailey's Irish cream.
Oh, Irish cream. Irish coffee.
You've already lost it, but
yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing.
It's all right.
Whiskey.
Go ahead. Whiskey? No, I didn't know that. I thought it was Bailey's.
Da-da-da-da-ba-ba.
Dang it.
All right. For a random guess.
Oh, God. It's a bonus round of the final Jeopardy.
I was going to say bonus round, but it doesn't make sense. I've got 2 more questions.
Final, right. Jeopardy.
You had 1 more left, and it's all Greek to me.
Uh-huh.
In Greek mythology, Medusa's hair was made of what?
Snakes.
Got that one. And you had 1 more left, and my eyes are up here.
Uh-huh.
October is known for blank Cancer Awareness Month.
Breast.
That is correct.
You want me to say a breast?
What? It's a legitimate question.
So, I don't understand. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I know that's good. Yeah.
Do you want the rationale behind my topics?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking? Okay, so it's all Greek to me. That one's obvious. Greek questions.
Yeah.
Everything is actually bigger in.
Yeah, because it's not bigger in Texas. Alaska's the largest state. Yeah.
That's the spirit, alcohol based.
Yeah.
And my eyes are up here. Don't look at my privates or my breast.
Oh, you're so clever. We have to do this again so you can come up with the fun little things.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do.
Maybe you're not really. I mean, I was like, evidently, I'm not. I thought I was good at trivia, but I'm not so much anymore. You're.
I'm not either. I'm looking up trivia on.
No, I wouldn't. No, I would never do a trivia game with you.
I wouldn't. I mean, like you mentioned last week and just throughout the week, when you're put on the spot, you're going to forget stuff. So
yeah, for sure,
that's part of it. But yeah,
you mean like how Vixen is the Valentine's thing? Yeah. I'll never live that down.
I might know some stuff. Like I'll surprise the wife sometimes because like I know a lot more. Like I know some good. I know a fair amount. Like she was asking me questions about Hamlet.
Yeah.
And I know that play fairly well-ish.
Yeah.
not as much as they used to. But I was like, yeah, it's that person, or it's that person. But you asked me about someone else, another Shakespearean play.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that Hamlet? Yeah.
So
no, I said Lion King, not Burger King. Isn't that Hamlet? Yeah. Lion King's the same as Hamlet, right?
Yeah.
With the uncle kills the dad, takes over the throne, and the guy has to overtake him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw a funny video online of how, like, it was
hilarious.
It was a dude. It showed like the shot of Mufasa falling to his death and gets trampled by whatever thing, and like the dude's like, do hyenas eat meat or eat lions or something like that? But it's like, wait, no, they don't. But lions are known to eat other lions, and so the whole time it's like, did Scar eat Mufasa? And then at that one point, he's got that skeleton that he's talking to. That's a lion's head skeleton.
That's Hamlet, man. That's like literally.
And so I'm like, oh yeah. The guy had a point. I'm like, oh, there's a good chance that Scar went down and feasted upon Mufasa's corpse. Anyway, happy
on that note, yeah, that's great.
Disney.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's bumblebee to another thing.
Anytime there's the green, man, you gotta steer clear. It's the bad guys. All right, did we bumblebee?
I think it did.
Yeah, we did, because it went away. Remember, he's like, it goes away.
The logo leaves.
At Ryan and Rizzo, Twitter, Instagram, ryanandrizzo@gmail.com.
Email us for giggles with your own trivia.
All right. Bye. Ryan and Rizzo is a part of the Musing with McWillie Creative Network. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan and Rizzo. For more info about the show, go to mcwillie.com/podcast.
I like to do the blah blah. McWillie.com.